Warning! This video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness. Viewer discretion is advised. Hi. As you can see, I actually put my real hair down today. It's not okay.
Guys, guess what? Guess what?
Kisa says, "Arg, everyone."
Whoa, Kisa. I'm trying to make the joke. This episode about pirates is rated Nyar.
What was there an N in there?
I don't know. They always say Nyar.
I've always heard R.
Arr.
That's better.
Nyar.
Hey, Natalie.
Hey, me mateys.
Hey, Calvin.
This is gonna be fun.
Hi, Kisa.
Hi,
How
Kisa.
are you guys doing?
Hi, Kisa me shivers or shiver me Kisas. Wait, did I read that right? Shiver me timbers. I'm sorry.
I don't know, guys. I don't know.
I found my Bad Religion shirt too.
I didn't.
Yep.
This is gonna be really fun.
I'm sorry. The theme to
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean has been stuck in my head all day. I
I don't know, Kisa. If you guys didn't see it, I'm pretty proud of this, actually. Oh, I didn't put it up there.
Uh-oh.
Ready? Ready, guys? Ready?
Dead men tell no tales. So what are we doing? What's next?
Apparently, putting lipstick on my teeth. That's apparently what I'm doing. What's up, Mike?
Mike!
Hello!
Hello.
All right.
Oh
no, you got teeth pulled!
Oh, Calvin, bro, dude,
I'm surprised that wasn't part of the torture things that we looked up.
Honestly, having all four of your wisdom teeth pulled at once, that's what I did, and I wasn't even sedated. I mean, I had local anesthesia, whatever they call that. But, I had all four of my wisdom teeth pulled at once. I was awake the entire time. There he goes.
Hey.
And when they started drilling, on my jaw, because they had to trim my jawbone, it smelled like really good barbecue. And speaking of that, we're going to be talking about...
Look at the cat.
Our cat is very bored.
He's very traumatized.
I started realizing why long pork is probably so tasty.
I wasn't really going to talk about long pork, but...
No, but it's in Pirates of the Caribbean.
But it's not in my notes. Stick to the code.
Yo
I know.
Ho.
So I guess what we might start with right now is the Jolly Roger.
Oh, yes. I choked.
Don't die.
Don't die. I almost died earlier.
So I guess I should probably let you guys know that we have a parental advisory up in the corner over here for a reason.
We have a Crossbuster. I can't talk right now. We have a Crossbuster shirt right here from Bad Religion.
No.
The
The reason we have it is because we are going to be talking about, not thieves and beggars, but yeah, somewhat. We are going to be talking about
landlubbers.
Torture.
Keel hauling the landlubbers.
Davy Jones locker for you.
Yep.
Crossbutters?
Crossbutters?
You said crossbutters.
Did I say crossbutters?
Yes.
I say some stuff.
He does say some stuff.
I do say some stuff. I'm getting old in my age, or age in my old, or something.
All right, guys, the Jolly Roger. The origins of the Jolly Roger flag in its most common form known today, the black flag with a white human skull on it and crossbones or cross knives, or swords, I should say, started being used in the early 1710s and 1720s by three very famous pirate captains. Black Sam Bellamy, who was believed to have become one of the richest pirate captains in history after only 1 year of sea raids. Edward England, a captain from 1717 to 1720, and John Taylor, who led the vote for removing Edward England from the position of pirate captain. Those three pirate captains popularized the traditional Jolly Roger flag across the world, although contemporary and modern historians managed to discover many more clues about the origins of the first pirate flags, the introduction of its most well-known type. The first mention of the name of the pirate flag was recorded in 1694 with the name Red Jack. French privateers called it Red Jack or Pretty Red during the time during that time, the majority of pirate flags were red as opposed to black, but their central icon was not a skull, but a skeleton, which often held a spear or a pierced red heart with that spear. This skeleton design was most famously promoted by Blackbeard, Edward Lowe, and Francis Spriggs. Other designs that were remembered by history come from the wealthiest pirate of all time, Henry Every, who used the red flag that featured a side view of the white skull with crossbones beneath it. He reportedly also sometimes used a black version of that flag. Famous Calico Jack Rackham used another popular design. His Jolly Roger flag consisted of a black background with a white human skull and 2 crossed swords. And that was the one that I showed right here. Now, so the more famous one, you know, usually using a human skull, but we had to use apple white, would be this one with the crossed bones. And then this is the one that was made famous by Calico Jack. So the name Jolly Roger was used in medieval England as a generic term for a jovial, carefree man. But since the 17th century, that name was often a symbol of a grinning skeleton. Pirates of that era started more and more using skeletons that were painted on black or red flags. Flags themselves, of course, were not showcased all the time on the mast of the pirate ships. They were mostly used only during times when pirates wanted to announce their presence to nearby ships, enabling them to remain inconspicuous while they visited ports and more secure areas of sea that were patrolled by authorities or enemy agents. Ooh, we got some comments here.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom!
He got my message! I just sent it off.
Tell Frank to get the fuck off his phone. Frank?
I'm sorry! God, I did not mean to say that one time.
I'm sorry, giggling over a pirate named Francis. I know, right?
Francois.
Edward Teach. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You are correct. Calico Jack. I know. We take no prisoners.
I've been listening to Elstorm. I've been listening to Elstorm all day.
Hi,
Another
Tom.
band for you guys to check out, Elstorm.
Hola, señoritas.
Absolutely awesome, fun band.
Oh, yeah, no, my brain all day. Kill all them filthy landlubbers, send them down to the depths below.
Watch that bastard walk the plank.
Make that bastard walk the plank.
With a bottle of rum and yo-ho-ho.
I don't have any rum. Why is the rum always gone? Kisa, tell me, why is the rum always gone?
Haha. So we're doing this.
I wish I had some rum.
Yay! I want some rum. Oh, we got Jack Daniels, but... Or no, Crown Royal.
We have Crown and Jack and Jameson.
But...
Anyway, so...
We have content to provide.
The symbol of a human skull with crossbones beneath it is also a crucial symbol in a medieval European history. Ever since the 15th century, skull and crossbones was viewed as a symbol of death on military gear, poisonous substances, and memento mori on tombstones and entrances to cemeteries, especially in Spain. Yes, we got the jerky. I can't wait. We're saving it for a good episode, Tom.
Well, we did
I'm not gonna lie. We ate a couple of them.
What do we?
But we ate we ate the pork and we ate the beef.
I thought we ate the elk too.
No, not elk yet.
Or did they have elk?
They have elk. We just haven't eaten it yet. We may have eaten a little venison.
The one I'm curious is gator. I've never had gator before. Gator.
Hey, Bobby.
Boberto.
What's up?
One of my oldest friends right here. Bobby.
He needs to hurry and get his ass over here.
Meet Tom Noir. Go check out October Noir. You're gonna love him if you because you like Typo Negative.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Noir is freaking awesome.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. Tom Noir is spot on.
Excuse Captain Jack Sparrow.
With that, I mean, he's awesome.
Yes. Yes. We must all take the. I'm not wearing pants.
Yeah.
I can't.
I can't stand up right now. I am definitely wearing boxers because it's hot. No, I'm not wearing boxers. I'm wearing
them all. Usually step into the Slim Jims. All right, let me get back to the Jolly Roger. I'm sorry. What did I miss? Oh my god.
Haha.
So the name Jolly Roger was used in medieval England as a generic term for the jovial, carefree man, but since the 17th century, it was a symbol of a grinning skeleton.
Well, I mean, the pirate life, they're kind of like a carefree.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my neck.
We miss you too, Bobby. Yeah, it is too hot for pants, Kisa.
It's
107 right now.
When I went out at 10 o'clock this morning and started working for a little bit, it was already 102.
All right, so now we're getting into the Pirate's Code.
Oh. Pay attention to this.
All right, so the first set of the Pirate's Code was written by the Portuguese buccaneer Bartolomeu Portuguese. No joke.
I actually love saying it that way. I love that way to say it. It's like, hey, it's a Portuguese.
Yes. Hey, Robert.
Okay.
So, sometime in the early 1660s, and was later popularized by buccaneers such as John Phillips, Edward Lowe, Bartholomew Roberts. Buccaneers operated under a ship's articles that, among other things, governed conduct of the crew. These articles of agreement became authority independent of any nation and were variously called the Chassis Party, the Charter Party, Custom of the Coast, or Jamaica Discipline. In retrospect, these became known as the Pirate's Code. Pirate articles varied from one captain to another, and sometimes even from one voyage to another, but they were generally alike, including provisions for discipline, specifications for each crew member's share of treasure, and compensation for the injured.
Well, they're basically what were they originally called, like privateers and stuff like that. They're not part of the military and like that. And if you piss them off, they're like, all right, well, I guess we're gonna change the code halfway through the ship, halfway through the journey.
Nobody holler parlay.
Parlay. Parlay.
Pay attention, or you get the black spot later. Black spot. I can't spin in circles.
I was about to hit you right now.
You did hit me. All right, guys. So, where did I leave off? Okay, each crew member was asked to sign or make his own mark on the articles, then swear an oath of allegiance or honor. The oath was sometimes taken on a Bible, but John Phillips' men lacking a Bible swore on an axe. Legend suggests that other pirates swore on crossed pistols, swords, or a human skull, or sometimes on a cannon. This act formally inducted the signer into the pirate crew, generally entitling him to vote for officers and on other affairs of moment, to bear arms, and his share of the plunder. The articles having been signed, they were then posted in a prominent place, often the door of the captain's cabin. After the periodical cruise began, or it actually says piratical. This is piratical.
Piratical?
Yep. New
Piratical
recruits
parlay.
from captured ships would sometimes sign the articles, in some cases voluntarily, in other cases under the threat of torture or death. Valuable sea artisans, such as carpenters and navigators.
Hipsters.
Hipsters!
They're all hipsters. Artisanal. They have their artisanal guns and their artisanal buccaneer swords or whatever and everything else. And
Well, they were especially likely to be forced to sign the articles under duress, which would rarely be released regardless of their decision to sign or not.
Hi, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly! What's up? Yeah, pantless is the best.
Yeah, it is. It's not bad.
Best
I'm not
way
gonna lie.
to
Get your steamy bits out there. I'll tell you
Can
that
I
right
just
now.
lick it to make my mark?
Yeah, that was a terrible idea. That was a terrible idea. Oh God, I got the black spot.
Sign it or hang. Yeah, basically. So, in some cases, even willing recruits would ask the pirates to pretend to force them to sign, so they could plead that they were forced should they ever be captured by the law.
I'm sorry, that is a real pirate right there.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna do it. Like, dude, do me a favor, hold the gun to my head while I do this.
Right?
Why do you want me to do that? I'm your friend. No, it's cool. Just do that. Hold the gun to my head so I can sign this document. Look, it really makes it better when I sign that way.
Yeah,
Later
I'm sure
on,
signing.
he held a gun to my head and made me loot and plunder and pillage and all this other stuff and
rape
and murder and everything.
Whatever. So generally, men who had not signed the articles had much better chance of acquittal at trial if captured by the law. Pirate articles are closely related to and were derived from ship's articles of the time, especially those of privateers, which similarly provided for discipline and regulated distribution of booty, though usually far less equally than the pirate articles. Merchant articles and privateer articles can be traced back to Europe in the Middle Ages when there was a system of joint hands agreements between merchants, owners, seamen,
No, I thought it was the other one.
and seamen to share profits.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been 17 minutes since we started the show and we have not
I
made
got
one
booty!
joke about that. Not one. We are
Surrender your
actually
booty.
we're actually getting better about this. We are becoming more mature.
No.
No.
So yesterday, when I went to go do one of my Instacart deliveries, I had to go to the butcher and ask for meat flaps, and I started laughing.
She sent me the message like,
I actually told the butcher, I'm like, I'm sorry, I am just not mature enough to ask you for meat flaps without laughing.
So you need a couple of the ex-wives right there? Yeah, go right ahead.
Well, the best part was another one of the butchers walked by who's like, I want to laugh too. What are you laughing at? I was all meat flaps, and he just started laughing and walked away. Seaman little tadpoles. All right, so examples. 9 complete or nearly complete sets of piratical articles have survived, chiefly from Charles Johnson's General History of Pirates, published in 1724, and from records kept by Admiralty Court proceedings at the trials of pirates. A partial code from Henry Morgan is preserved in Alexander Exquemelin. Yeah, I almost I'm not gonna say it out loud.
Surprise!
Let's start a pirate-themed middle-aged boy band and call it the Pillage People.
Kelly, I already sent you.
I'm down.
I sent you Elstorm earlier today. I did. I was like, Kelly, pirate metal. Look.
So in 1678, the book The Buccaneers of America.
Let me ask you something.
Many other pirates are known to have had articles. The late 17th century articles of George Cusack and Nicholas Claw have also survived intact. Part of the reason that few pirate articles have survived is that pirates on the verge of capture or surrender often burned their articles or threw them overboard to prevent the papers from being used against them at trial. What were we going to say?
I thought you were saying articles of clothing. We're about to be captured. Burn your articles of clothing. Burn them. Show.
We'll do show tunes.
Tyler's here.
What's up, Tyler?
Tyler's here.
Well, Kisa tagged him. At the very least.
I hope he's here.
Hi. Reenact Pirates of...
You want to hear a funny story? Pants.
That's a funny... That's a good one.
I was in that play as a choir singer in 7th grade. I did it well.
Is there video of this?
No.
God damn it. I want video of this.
No, I really was. We were. I was in choir. Man, I started off in 6th grade. I was in honor choir. All this other stuff. I can actually sing.
I sort of can sing.
I was a bass in 7th grade.
I like how you dropped your voice when you said I was a bass.
I was a bass. I was a bass in 7th grade. But they put me as a baritone. And it was actually harder for me to sing as a baritone than it was to sing as a bass because it wasn't my natural range. And
my hair is a fluff ball.
yeah, I was in honor choir, everything, all the way, chamber choir, everything. And yes, I sang in the Pirates of Penzance. I can't pronounce it right now.
So the articles of Bartholomew Roberts. Every man has a vote in affairs of moment, has equal title to the fresh provisions or strong liquor, at any time seized, and may use them at pleasure, unless a scarcity, not an uncommon thing among them, makes it necessary for the good of all to vote a retrenchment.
Hi, Randy. Thank you for showing up.
Hi, Randy. Kisa sang in choir. Awesome.
Ooh.
That is awesome. So, every man to be called fairly in turn by list on board of prizes because they were on these occasions allowed a shift of clothes. But if they defrauded the company to the value of $1 in plate, jewels, or money, marooning was their punishment, which we're going to get into.
Sea turtles.
If the robbery was only betwixt one another, they contented themselves with slitting the ears and nose of him that was guilty, and set him on shore, not an uninhabitable place, but somewhere where he was to encounter hardships. No person to game at cards or dice for money.
He's in chamber choir. I was lead bass.
I was first soprano, believe it or not.
One of the weirdest things, I think I brought it up to you before.
I was the page turner. That's awesome, though.
One of the weirdest things is actually, when you go to the soundproof rooms to practice or whatnot, and then like our teachers would take us into a soundproof room to audition. Mm-hmm. It's actually
weirder.
It's weird because you actually hear yourself.
And I go, ew, I sound like that.
Yeah, and it felt like I was so off key. And he's all, no, you're perfect. You're on point here. And I was like, I don't like it. Let me do this again.
Why does it sound like you're off key when you can hear yourself? I don't understand it, but it does.
And then when you're done singing, you just hear your your veins throbbing in your neck and all this other stuff. You're all, huh.
Somewhere that he became long pork.
And the sweetest long pork.
I wouldn't sing in public. Why not?
We already sing in public, Kelly.
Excuse
and you do great at it.
So no boy or woman to be allowed amongst them. If any man were to be found seducing any of the latter sex, and carried her to sea, disguised, he was to suffer death. So that when any fell into their hands, as it chanced in the onslaught, they put a sentinel immediately over her to prevent ill consequences from so dangerous an instrument of division and quarrel. But then here lies the roguery. They contend who shall be sentinel, which happens generally to one of the greatest bullies, who, to secure the lady's virtue, will let none lie with her but himself.
Kelly, I was very shy too, and one of the things that got me over it, I'll say this right now, was being in choir, was when especially when you harmonize and all that stuff. Oh my God, that really, especially when I found out that my voice was the one that everyone else was like following, I was all, I can do this. Sorry, I cut you off.
I will never believe this. So, since we're talking about women, I do want to get into Anne Bonny at some point here.
Anne Bonny what?
Anyway.
Anne Frankly.
Hi, Kenneth.
Hi, Kenneth.
How are you? So, to desert the ship or their quarters in battle was punished with death or marooning. No striking one another on board, but every man's quarrels to be ended on shore at sword or pistol. The quartermaster of the ship, when the parties will not come to any reconciliation, accompanies them on shore with what assistance he thinks proper, and turns the disputant back to back at so many pace distance. At the word of command, they turn and fire immediately, or else the piece is knocked out of their hands. If both miss, they come to their cutlass, and then he is declared the victor who draws first blood. Corsets are pain.
Why don't they
I love
just
corsets.
draw first blood? and
So
not-
now I'm nervous and have a boner.
Why don't they just draw first? Why don't they just go to their cutlass and just draw first blood, and then they're good? You know, no one's dead.
They're not trying to kill anybody, but if it happens, it happens.
But they use their pistols, right?
Yeah, but they're not really aiming for the head.
You know how much you're gonna die if you get shot in the stomach by one of those?
Well, no man to talk of breaking up their way of living till each has shared 1,000 pounds. If, in order to this, any man should lose a limb or become a cripple in their service, he was to have $800 out of the public stock, and for lesser hurts proportionately. The captain and quartermaster to receive 2 shares of a prize, the master, boatswain, and gunner 1 share and a half, and other officers 1 and a quarter. The musicians to have rest on the Sabbath day, but the other 6 days and nights none without special favor.
Oh, dear God.
That was just one of them. We have a lot of articles in here. I don't need to
we
read
can
all
go
of
through all of
them.
them.
So I do want to read Henry Morgan's, though. Or should we?
Do you want to get to a break? First?
Yeah, let's do a break.
Let's do a break, 'cause I have to...
We have, in case you guys didn't know, we have a paying sponsor. They're awesome. Right, Tom?
I'm sorry.
Whoop whoop.
I've been drinking water all day.
You've been drunking water?
I said chugging. I really
You said drunking.
I've been drinking water.
Yes, I almost killed myself with one. Don't ask. A corset.
Wait.
Awesome.
Wait, let me just...
And look, no Frank!
I haven't drinking water all day.
He has been. You know what? Fuck you guys. Sorry. Anyway.
Gotta watch out for Global Jim.
Fucking Globo Gem. Is drugged the water? You know what? We actually do have a little bit of time to do that. Let's read the articles from Henry Morgan and other buccaneers. So the fund of all payments under the articles is the stock of what is gotten by the expedition following the same law as other pirates. That is, no prey, no pay. Compensation is provided the captain for the use of his ship and the salary of the carpenter and the shipwright who mended, careened, and rigged the vessel. A sum for provisions and victuals is specified, usually 200 pieces of 8. A salary and compensation is specified for the surgeon and his medical chest, usually 250 pieces of 8.
I think the surgeon is probably the one you need to pay the most.
That's why he
Yeah.
gets 250.
That's what I'm saying.
A standard compensation is provided for maimed and mutilated buccaneers. Thus they order for the loss of a right arm 600 pieces of 8, or 6 slaves for the loss of a left arm 500 pieces of 8, or 5 slaves. For a right leg 500 pieces of 8, or 5 slaves. For the left leg 400 pieces of 8, or 4 slaves. For an eye, 100 pieces of 8, or 1 slave. For a finger of the hand on the same reward as the eye.
Yarr.
Shares of booty are provided as follows.
Yeah!
The captain or chief commander is allotted 5 or 6 portions of what the ordinary seamen have. The master's mate, only 2. The officers proportionate to their employment, after whom they draw equal parts of the highest, even to the lowest mariner. The boys not being omitted, for even these draw half a share, by reason that when they happen to take their better vessel than their own, it is the duty of the boys to set fire to the ship or boat wherein they are,
You know,
and then retire the prize which they have then taken.
okay. So I've been trying my hardest not to cuss, and that right there just tested my resolve, and I proved myself. I only giggled once or twice, and that was it.
So, in the prizes they take, it is severely prohibited to everyone to usurp anything, in particular to themselves. Yea, they make a solemn oath to each other not to abscond or conceal the least thing they find among the prey. If afterwards anyone is found unfaithful, who has contravened the said oath, immediately he is separated and turned out of the society. So here we go.
Traitors and landlubbers.
Yep, this
We're
is
getting into
this is
torture.
what happens to the traitors. Hey, Beth.
Hi, Beth. How are you?
It is the duty to grab that booty.
Tom Noir, you just keep dragging me, pulling me right back in.
Pirate milkshake bringing all the booty to them yard. All right, guys. This is where we get into what happens to traitors who go against the captain or others. Thank you so much. We're doing really well, too. I'm glad to hear you are.
We're having a fun episode.
I got you, girlfriend.
Yeah! Wait,
Hello,
you gotta,
everybody.
is it bad, Tom, that I heard that in your deep voice?
All right, this is where we're getting to some of the fun
Wait,
stuff.
you gotta get back and you gotta do the disclaimer again.
Which one?
The fun disclaimer.
Warning, this video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah.
All right. Walk the plank. We're going to get there.
It's been stuck in my head all day.
All right, so let's start with...
Flogging.
So life as a pirate during the golden age of pirates was no bed of roses. If you stepped out of line as a pirate, you were at the very least likely to be flogged, or at worst marooned on a Caribbean island to die of thirst and heat exhaustion. Although pirates were democratic in as far as the way that the ship was run and how booty was divided, pirate punishments ensured that there was a hefty penalty for betrayal and insubordination.
Well, they actually, they were very democratic because they, the mob rules. Grab my balls and pull for the high notes. I just read that too in your deep voice.
So let's start with flogging. This is the cat of 9 tails.
So what they would do is they would get a cat with 9 tails and they would throw you in a room with them, right? And that cat hadn't been fed all day, and like the bowl that they were eating from actually still had food around it, and then that cat would go and meow at you until you died. Yeah. It's a true story. It's true.
So flogging, the cat of 9 tails with a rope's end, was perhaps the most common form of punishment for mild indiscretions upon the ship. Although it was less common on pirate ships because it was associated with the discipline enforced aboard naval vessels.
Yeah. And these guys weren't too in step with the military.
Yeah, except for they did use cat o' nine.
Cat o' name. But seriously.
50 lashes. They did use some punishments, and we'll get into that later.
They would basically take cats with 9 tails and throw them at you.
Okay.
It's true.
No.
State law.
Nope.
That's state law.
Nope. All right, so this next picture I happened to get from Disneyland. This is dunking. Anybody who has been on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride would recognize
Well,
this.
no, that's the old Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
The real Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Would recognize this.
Not the one with Johnny Depp as one of the animatronics. Did you ever see the video where Johnny Depp went on there?
Yes.
Sorry.
Wow, you're ADD today.
I am very ADD right now. I'm sorry. I love pirates.
Me too. That's what I want to talk about. Anyway, so dunking, more of a tradition than a punishment when it came to crossing the equator. A pirate was attached to a wooden beam and dunked in the water repeatedly. When performed during a ceremony, this was seen as an honor. When performed as a punishment, you would be sure that the dunking was a lot harder and deeper.
No, whoa. Don't let me hang in on that one, dog. Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, what's up, Sykes?
Hi, Sykes!
Make your back look like bloody bacon. Yes, Cat of Nine Tails.
Oh, and that delicious long pork.
All right, who snuck the camera into my orgies? Dunkin' some comes with donuts.
It does. Donuts. Sorry.
So, next, we are talking about being tied to the mast. This is actually from a movie. I can't remember the name of the movie right now.
Now, this... Do you know how much sun and exposure you get?
Yeah, but did you realize that the origin of this dates back even further than pirates?
Well, yeah, it's
in the Odyssey.
Yeah. It's... The Aegean Sea is actually not that stormy. So there's not that much... There's clouds and stuff like that. There's weather and stuff like that. And for the most part, I mean, you've seen the Greek boats and stuff like that. They rode. So when you're tied to the mast out there, you are getting straight up Mediterranean sun. And it is... You're going to...
It's nice.
It's... Yeah, you Sicilians, you guys turn out very, very lovely. But when you're tied to the mast and you're dehydrated... Everything.
I don't really burn.
Sorry. Anyway, let's read about it.
So, I heard he did. So, a typical pirate punishment was to tie the perpetrator to the ship's mast for a set length of time. Sometimes a misbehaving pirate or an enemy was tied to the mast while being flogged.
Yeah. So what they happen is that...
Nope.
Cat of Nine Tails would claw up there and then flog you with his 9 tails. And then meow at you for the rest of the day.
On Stranger Tides, yeah. No. That's actually not where that photo came from. This is an old movie. This is not...
It was like 76 or something.
Yeah, this is an older movie. I forgot the name. I looked it up earlier, and I even had it written down. I totally forgot it.
Marooning.
So, no. Sold as slaves. I don't need a picture for this. A typical punishment for pirates who had breached the pirate code or trust was to be sold into slavery. There were many slave plantations in the Caribbean and on the eastern coast of the Americas. There was slave trading. Now, they didn't care about the color of your skin. I'm just going to put that out there. They really didn't. They were selling whoever fucked with them, I cussed, into slavery.
I've been doing really good. You have been...
Hey, it is a sentence enhancer. I only want to be tied to the mast if I'm hunting whales. Wait, that didn't turn out well either.
Ba-doonch.
So, marooning.
We're getting to my favorite one after this one.
Oh, my favorite.
And it's a long one.
I added to it. Marooning.
Sea turtles, mate.
This is like the same picture. This is by Howard Pyle, who painted this. So marooning was being marooned on a desert island usually meant certain death for pirates and sailors alike, unless rescued. Pirate offenders were left to die without water or food on uninhabitable islands. Pirates were given, however, a means to commit suicide, being left with a knife or a pistol. That would put the end to the torture. Now, I am going to say something about this. That's not necessarily true, because some of the pirate codes on various ships actually said that they weren't going to maroon you on a completely uninhabited island. They would put you on one that would cause torture, though.
Well, you got to imagine these people are trying to get people to work for them, right?
Yeah.
On these ships. And if one of the biggest fears of anybody is to be left alone.
Yes, they did.
What? They did that in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Yeah, the sea turtle, Nate.
No, I mean,
I know.
they're talking
No, I'm just
about
making a joke. I'm making a joke.
the being tied
Oh,
to the mast.
yeah.
They did.
Okay, so being alone is very, very, very bad. Like, people don't want to do it. So a lot of them probably changed their ideas with that and was like, you know what, we will maroon you in a very bad place where you have food and you have a chance of seeing other people, you know.
Yeah. Now, this is my favorite.
Keel hauling.
I didn't say it yet.
I
Thank
to say
you.
It. I like that word.
Keel hauling, perhaps worse than being marooned. The torturous death brought about by keel hauling was a fate no pirate wanted to experience. A rope was tied beneath the belly of the ship, and the offending pirate would be tied to the rope and hauled underwater, dragged underneath the pirate's ship. The ship's hull was covered in sharp barnacles that would cut like razors, making for a very slow and painful death.
This wasn't just done. They didn't just
barnacles.
Pull you under. They did it several times. They throw you over one side, drag you under, and your body's buoyant, especially with seawater. You're going to drag against the ship, and you're going to go under there, see all the nastiness, and cut yourself up. And they did it pretty fast so that you didn't just drown under there. They pulled you right out of the water.
So, this picture was done by Amarvia, DCQZYEY, what? But whatever, Amarvia and Deviant Art. If you guys ever get the chance, I do have their info listed right here. This was actually a commission, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a pretty good example. Although oftentimes they would actually tie them by the wrist and drag them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would pull their shoulders out of socket too.
I actually thought they did both.
They did it several different ways.
Yeah.
But they did it by the wrist because during dragging, it would pull their shoulders out of socket.
That I always thought they did it from the ankles and wrist. That way you're kind of just strung across the ship as you're being pulled and stuff like that.
They do it usually with one so that they're being slung everywhere. Ooh, here we go. Chomp chomp. Masochism. And then the sharks come.
Yep.
Chomp chomp.
There's a lot of sharks in the Caribbean. There's a lot of sharks off our coast over here. A lot of great white. There's great whites too, right?
Yeah.
Tiger sharks too.
We got to play with the sand sharks, the baby sand sharks.
We did.
I want to go swimming with sharks, guys.
Yep.
He doesn't want me to.
But, you know, I love you, and I don't want you to be eaten.
I want to go swimming with sharks!
Well, I mean, no. Never mind.
Aw, thank you so much, Holly.
Hi, Holly.
How are you? They did do that in the Blackbeard movie.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce. Yes. We have some Bruces off the coast. They're usually out towards Catalina.
I trying not to cuss. I just about to say it.
What?
Catalina wine mixer.
Fucking Catalina wine mixer. We can say it every once in a while. Jeez. Keel hauling was a type of naval punishment, actually, in the 17th and 18th century. Although officially, only the Dutch Navy practiced it under the name of keelhalen. It is a brutal form of corporal punishment that involves dragging the offender underwater from one side of the ship to the other. In a period when the word of the ship's captain was law, it was only one in a variety of unpleasant punishment tactics that could easily kill a sailor.
Well, I mean, ships are huge. I mean, even the small, compared to what they were then, they're still pretty huge, and you're using a good amount of men to drag that person through the water, and more than likely, there's a good chance in the first try that you're going to drown.
You're looking good too.
Stop. Oh, you.
So, this punishment first appeared in 1560 when a Dutch ordinance outlined the practice and the offenses for which it could be used. Other maritime powers, including Britain, adopted the practice as well, although it began to be phased out in the 1700s. The Dutch Navy did not ban keel hauling until 1853, when a more humane era of sailing frowned upon the practice. Pansies!
1853 is basically was the end of the pirate age too. There was not that many of them after that. Before, oh, you can't show that one.
I can.
No, you can't.
There's no nipple.
Their boobies are out. I wouldn't.
They
do
are
it.
not.
Don't do it.
They're not out.
I know.
Oh my god, the boobs aren't out.
I get that. Look.
Keep talking.
I like to see boobies too, right?
Okay.
And Bonnie. That's the actor.
Yeah, but that's supposedly what she looked like.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to continue talking instead of...
I'm trying to talk. I am just really sore right now.
Titties!
Ta-da's!
Sadists!
Okay,
Okay, that is enough out of you over there.
There's a Nightwish cover of that. That's really, really cool. It is. They did it with an orchestra and all that stuff.
I have red lipstick on my teeth. Alright, so... Anne Bonny, this is actually the actress that played her, but this is very similar to what she looked like, apparently. Anne Bonny was a woman pirate.
Was she now?
Stop. She was...
She was American?
No, not at all.
This province of Carolina. Oh, London. Okay, I see. Sorry.
She was... They think that she was born March 8th, 1697. And she disappeared sometime around April 17th, or 1721, excuse me. She was an Irish pirate operating in the Caribbean, and one of the few female pirates on record to this day. The little that is known of her life comes largely from Captain Charles Johnson's A General History of Pirates. Bonny was born in Ireland around 1700 and moved to London and then the province of Carolina when she was about 10 years old. She then married around 1715 and moved to Nassau in the Bahamas, a sanctuary for pirates. It was there that she met Calico Jack Rackham and became his pirate partner and lover. So something that has not... Oh, it's down there. Cool. She was captured alongside Rackham and Mary Read in October of 1720. All three were sentenced to death, but Bonny and Read had their execution stayed because both of them were pregnant. Read died of a fever in jail in April of 1721, likely due to complications from the pregnancy. And Bonny's fate is unknown. So the early life... Let me do this real fast. There we go. That's better. That's why. What's up, Mikey?
Hi, Mikey. That was delayed, sorry. There we go.
Wrong one.
Wrong one.
Give me a second, guys.
Do-do-do-do.
So Bonny's birthday is speculated, kind of, around the March 8th, 1697, but she was born somewhere near Cork in Ireland. She was said to be born in Old Head, in the county of Cork. She was the daughter of a servant woman, Mary Brennan, and Brennan's employer, who was a lawyer, William Cormac. Official records and contemporary letters dealing with her life are scarce, and most modern knowledge stems from A General History of Pirates. Bonny's father, William Cormac, first moved to London to get away from his wife's family and began dressing his daughter as a boy and calling her Andy. This was a means to actually have Bonny around him quite often without exposing that was his child.
Yeah.
When his wife discovered William had taken an illegitimate daughter and was bringing the child up to be a lawyer's clerk and dressing her as a boy, she stopped giving him an allowance. Cormac then moved to the province of Carolina, taking along his former serving girl and the mother of Bonny. Bonny's father abandoned the original Mick prefix of their family name to blend more easily into the Charlestown citizenry. So he was actually McCormick.
Kenny McCormick? Was this the start of Kenny McCormick?
I was thinking more about the seasonings, but okay.
Oh. I was thinking South Park.
Yeah, I'm fat. I thought about seasoning.
You're not
food.
fat.
At first, the family had a rough start in their new home, but Cormac's knowledge of law and ability to buy and sell goods soon financed a townhouse, and eventually a plantation just out of town. Bonny's mother died when she was 12. Her father attempted to establish himself as an attorney, but did not do well. Eventually, he joined the more profitable merchant business and accumulated a substantial fortune. It is recorded that Bonny had red hair and was considered a good catch, but may have had a very fiery temper.
She was a tomboy.
At the age of 13, she supposedly stabbed a servant girl with a knife.
Supposedly.
She married a poor sailor and a small-time pirate named James Bonney. James hoped to win possessions of his father-in-law's estate, but Bonney was disowned by her father. Anne's father never approved of James Bonney as a husband for his daughter, and he kicked Anne out of the house. There's a story that Bonney set fire to the father's plantation in retaliation, but no evidence really exists of this.
She burned it all down.
Yeah.
Sorry.
However, it is known that sometime between 1714 and 1718, she and James Bonney moved to Nassau, the new province island, known as a sanctuary for English pirates called the Republic of Pirates. Many inhabitants received a king's pardon or otherwise evaded the law. It is also recorded that after the arrival of Governor Woodes Rogers in the summer of 1718, James Bonney became an informant for the governor. James Bonney would report to the governor about the pirates in the area, which resulted in a multitude of these pirates being arrested. And Anne did not fucking like it.
Okay. Do it here real fast. Click on that.
What?
Click right here. Just click.
Why?
Because the overlay thing keeps coming up and it's bothering me.
It's not going to. It's not going to go away.
Sorry. There we go. It went away.
Wow.
Told you.
Anyway.
Looks like a man's right again.
It looks like I'm right again. Look.
McCormick was spicy. Good idea, Mike. I love SpongeBob. Yeah. I wonder too.
Are you ready, kids?
All right.
Hold on. Gosh.
Oh.
So, let's go to capture and well, no, we
This
can
is
go
capture.
through all. No, we can go through all these real fast. Well, in the Bahamas, Bonnie began mingling with the pirates in the taverns. So I will say the reason why she went over there is she wanted to be a pirate.
Yeah.
And
she freaking did it.
She wanted. Well, that was the whole thing. Also, is her husband supposedly wanted to be one, and then she decided he was too much of a pansy and left him.
Oh.
Because he ended up being an informant.
And then.
And that pissed her off. So then she started banging.
You see where Disney got their
Calico
story?
Jack.
You see where Disney got their story?
Mm-hmm. While in the Bahamas, Bonnie began mingling with pirates in the taverns. She met Calico Jack, and he became her lover. He offered money to her husband if he would divorce her, but the husband refused and apparently threatened to beat John. She and Rackham escaped the island together, and she became a member of Rackham's crew. She disguised herself as a man on the ship, and only Rackham and Mary Reed were aware that she was a woman, until it became clear that she was pregnant. Rackham then landed her in Cuba.
They probably thought the ship was cursed when that happened.
Yeah.
How did a man get pregnant? What cost?
Well, okay, so Rackham then had her go to Cuba, where she gave birth to a son. She then rejoined the crew and continued
Scarface.
the pirate life, having divorced her husband and married Rackham while at sea. Bonnie, Rackham, and Reed stole the ship William.
Wait, stop real fast. That could be a law firm right there. Bonnie, Rackham, and Reed.
Yep.
You got DUIs?
Yeah. Then, at anchor in Nassau Harbor, God damn it, and put out to sea. Rackham and the two women recruited a new crew. Their crew spent years in Jamaica and the surrounding area. Bonnie took part in combat alongside the men, and Governor Rogers named her in the Wanted Pirates circular publishment. Capture and imprisonment. In October of 1720, Rackham and his crew were attacked by a sloop captained by Jonathan Barnett under a commission from Nicholas Laws, the governor of Jamaica. Most of Rackham's pirates put up little resistance, as many of them were too drunk to fight. They were taken to Jamaica, where they were convicted and sentenced by Governor Laws to be hanged.
Isn't that how it always goes? They're always too drunk to do anything.
According to Johnson, Bonnie's last words to Rackham were, "Had you fought like a man, You need not have been hanged like a dog.
Yeah, well, his last words to her, well, I see what you did there. You got me to get you pregnant. Blah. Miss not gonna get hung. Who else is hung here, huh? Me?
Reed and Bonnie both pleaded their bellies.
Yeah.
Asking for mercy because they were pregnant. And the court granted them a stay of execution until they gave birth.
The most pirate thing ever to do right there. Get pregnant by your captain.
Reed died in prison, most likely from a fever from childbirth. A ledger from a church in Jamaica lists her at burial on April 28th, 1721. Mary Reed, pirate.
You know, I bet you they're fighting like those people that we stayed next door to when we were gone.
Probably.
They were probably just fighting all the way to the what do they call the gallows and everything.
Yes, the goddamn gallows.
Yep.
Death. There's no record of Bonnie's release.
She's still alive to this day.
I'm going to throw something.
No, you're not. You're going to love me to the end.
That's true. There's no record of Bonnie's release, and this has fed speculations as to her fate.
Vampire.
A ledger lists the burial of an Anne Bonny on December 29th, 1733, in the same town in Jamaica where she was tried. Charles Johnson writes in a general history of the robberies and murders of the notorious pirates published in 1724, she was continued in prison to the time of her lying in, and afterwards reprieved from time to time. But what has become of her since we cannot tell. Only this we know, that she was not executed.
Get it, Beth.
Thank you. Walking pirate vampire.
I'm telling you, she's probably an Irish vampire right now. She became a banshee, actually. Natalie has a point right here. She probably went back to Ireland and became a banshee. That's what happened.
That's totally not what she said, but okay.
No, I'm saying that's what happened. She went back to Ireland, but like Natalie said, and I'm saying she became a banshee. Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I know it's 2 minutes early here.
2 minutes early.
But we could play the ad again because it's really awesome, and then we'll play our outro.
So we're out.
I come from a long lineage of white trash vampires. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you could look on rootsplayedred.com right now, everything's to be announced. We have some great things in the works.
A lot of good things in the works. Did we just... What do we have? Oh, Tuesday. Sharing us.
Okay, so... tomorrow, I don't think that there's anything. Sunday, there might be, but I'm not sure. Monday, we got Mikey. Tuesday, we've got Sharon.
No, she's not. She doesn't start till August.
Oh, sorry.
End of August, somewhere around there. But I'm just saying, we do have a new content artist, Sharon.
Oh yeah, rad. If you go back and watch Talking to Strangers
on Tuesday, she's
from the previous Tuesday. She was on there. It was a great show, guys. Mm-hmm. Go back and rewatch.
We were up in the mountains. I was able to catch the last bit of it and share things out. So.
And then Wednesday, Mother de l'Amour.
She's back.
Thursday, I'm not 100% sure what's going on yet. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of things we fixed.
Friday we're back. Saturday we're back too. I think that might have been this Saturday that we're supposed to be on.
No, Saturdays we're not back on for a little bit. So.
That's true. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. We love you too, man.
Time no war.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Beth. You too.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome things in the work. Thank you, guys. You all rock. Yeah, wasn't Sharon great? Isn't she awesome?
She's freaking rad.
Thank you. All right, guys.
All right.
We're going to play the commercial one more time.
One more time. Go check them out. They're awesome.
Bye.